If you've ever watched Arcane, you've probably met Jinx, one of the most chaotic and tragic characters to grace the screen in recent years. But let's take a step back and think about another chaotic, troubled, and frankly unhinged character, Harley Quinn. Yeah, the iconic villain from Batman, who is just as unpredictable as Jinx, but with a very different backstory. So today, we're diving deep into why Arcane's Jinx stands out even in the Chaotic Character Hall of Fame, and comparing her to Harley Quinn to see where the two of them intersect and where they go in totally different directions. Now, you're probably thinking, wait, what's the difference between a chaotic character and a tragic one? Well, buckle up, because we're about to break it down. Let's talk about what makes Jinx chaotic, but also tragic in a way that hits you right in the gut. Jinx is, without a doubt, one of the most chaotic characters in Arcane. She's unpredictable, wild, and seems like she could snap at any moment. If you've watched Arcane, you know that one minute she's laughing like a maniac, and the next she's planting explosives like it's just another Tuesday. But the thing is, Jinx's chaos isn't just about breaking things or making bad decisions. It's a reflection of her inner turmoil and fractured psyche. This isn't just a girl throwing tantrums because she didn't get her way. This is the result of deep emotional scars. Now, when we talk about Harley Quinn, we're talking about someone who also thrives on chaos. But while Jinx's chaos is born from her trauma, Harley's is a little more playful, right? Sure, she's been through some stuff. We're looking at you, Mr. J. But there's a certain wild card energy that Harley brings to the table. She has a kind of joy in her madness, a sense of freedom in her insanity. She's chaotic by choice, or maybe by influence, but there's still a sense of fun in it. Jinx, on the other hand, doesn't have that luxury. Her chaos is a byproduct of survival. After losing everything, her sister, her family, even her sense of self, she clings to the only thing she knows how to do: destroy. Harley, while her relationship with the Joker certainly plays into her chaotic nature, finds herself in chaos by way of a toxic relationship that she can never seem to escape. Both of these women have chaos in their veins, but Jinx's chaos feels like a response to heartbreak, while Harley's feels like a twisted form of liberation. So let's get into the meat of it. What makes Jinx tragic? What makes her more than just a chaotic villain? Jinx's whole story is steeped in grief. You don't just wake up one day, put on a pair of crazy goggles, and decide to shoot a rocket launcher into a building for fun. No, Jinx's descent into madness is slow and painful. It's a transformation that's rooted in the abandonment she faced as a child, and the trauma of seeing her sister, Vi, leave her behind. It's about losing her sense of self to guilt, shame, and years of manipulation by Silco. This is where Jinx and Harley Quinn start to diverge. Harley's backstory, as most know, is tied directly to her toxic relationship with the Joker. She started as Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a brilliant psychiatrist who was seduced and manipulated by the Joker, ultimately giving in to a chaotic lifestyle. It's tragic, yes, but in a different way. Her tragedy is one that's fueled by obsession, codependency, and emotional manipulation, but it's not as rooted in childhood trauma or loss. Harley's descent is marked by a sense of agency. She chooses to embrace the chaos because she wants to be with the Joker, even if it's damaging. It's tragic, but it feels more like a self-inflicted downfall. Now, Jinx's tragedy, on the other hand, feels almost like fate. It's not that she actively chooses to fall apart. It happens because life has just been too cruel. First, her family is killed, then she's left alone, then betrayed by her sister, and eventually manipulated by Silco into becoming the person she is. Every decision Jinx makes is a result of trying to fill the void of her broken heart. She doesn't want to be this way, but she doesn't know how to fix herself either. She tries so hard to be loved, and all that gets her is destruction. That's why Jinx's chaos hurts in a way that Harley's doesn't. It's because we know she didn't ask for this. She didn't choose it. Now, when we talk about redemption, both Harley and Jinx are characters we want to see change, but redemption looks different for them. Harley Quinn, in some iterations, has tried to walk away from the Joker. In Birds of Prey, she does try to leave that chaotic life behind and stand on her own, even if the universe keeps pulling her back into the madness. Her chaotic nature doesn't disappear, but there's a hint of growth, a flicker of hope that maybe, just maybe, Harley could leave the chaos behind and choose something better for herself. Jinx, her redemption feels much more like a pipe dream. She is trapped in a cycle of guilt, loss, and rage, constantly pushed further into madness. Even her brief attempts at reconnecting with Vi are marred by her own internal demons. She wants to be loved, to be seen as more than just a weapon, but she doesn't know how to stop herself from breaking. While Harley has moments of agency, Jinx's tragedy is that she doesn't feel like she can choose a different path. Her redemption feels nearly impossible, and that's what makes her so tragic. In comparison to Harley's potential to grow and shift her narrative, Jinx's story seems to be a downward spiral with no escape. Now, when we look at Jinx and Harley Quinn side by side, we're essentially staring at two funhouse mirrors of each other. One is slightly more self-aware, while the other is completely lost in the reflection of her own brokenness. Jinx is the ultimate tragic figure because her madness is born from too much pain and not enough love, whereas Harley's madness comes from a search for validation, for attention, and for belonging, especially from a toxic relationship. Here's the kicker. Both characters have moments where they show us their vulnerability. Jinx, in particular, shows flashes of the girl she used to be, Powder. She has a rawness to her that Harley never quite displays. Sure, Harley has her emotional moments, but they don't feel as deep, as raw, or as complicated as Jinx's breakdowns. There's a fragility in Jinx that makes her more real in a sense, because her emotions are constantly at war with one another. So, what's the difference between Jinx and Harley Quinn? At their core, both are characters who thrive in chaos. But Jinx's chaos comes with a tragic backstory, one where she was never really given a chance to be whole, and Harley's chaos comes with a tragic reliance on toxic love and validation. Jinx is the embodiment of what happens when love, loyalty, and loss are twisted into a chaotic cocktail. Her journey through Arcane is a heartbreaking one, filled with moments of vulnerability and pain that make her feel real in ways that Harley Quinn's chaotic fun doesn't quite hit. Harley's madness is about freedom and fun. Jinx's is about survival, and ultimately, it's what makes her stand out in the world of chaotic characters. Both are complex, messy, and utterly captivating. But when it comes to choosing which of them we find more tragic, there's no question. Jinx wins that battle. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you want to see more comparisons like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts on Jinx and Harley. Who's your favorite chaotic character, and why do you think Jinx's story hits harder than most? Let's talk about it.